Outwork anyone in the gym.
I
You have
love
coaches saying, talk on D. No one talks. I break a sweat every game because I like to have more energy to my players, because if someone's dogging it, I always let them know I have enough energy to help. Like, no one's left behind. So it's little things. I ask my players, would you rather be the best player on the team or that best teammate?
Okay.
I think they say the best teammate, but they don't understand. They're all thinking, I want to be the best player. No one teaches team concept. So I do believe if you're willing to outwork, outlove, try to outthink, you have to do the things that no one wants to do, and you'll stand out. Look, everybody gets to blend in. It's easy to do that.
Sure.
How do you stand out?
Yeah. Time out. Let me ask you this. What if the gap between where you are today and where you want to be isn't talent? It's how you're training when no one's watching. That's what this studio podcast is all about. We don't chase motivation. We don't hype potential. We build identity through habits, standards, and systems. This is where student athletes, parents, coaches, and leaders come to sharpen how they think, prepare, and perform. I'm Coach Randy, and this is the Built Different Studio Podcast. What's up, family? Coach Randy here. Welcome to the Built Different Studio Podcast, where we don't talk about success, we train it. Mindset, systems, habits. This is where champions in sports, school, and life are made. Let's lock in and let's build. Family, today we got someone in the studio who's lived every layer of the hoops game. Coach Eddie is a current assistant coach for the Village Christian Boys Varsity basketball team, a former Division I athlete, and someone who spent over 20 years in grassroots basketball with ARC, working in gyms where development is earned, not handed out. What I respect most about Coach Eddie is this. He understands the long road from being a player to a mentor to a coach who's shaping young men through consistency, accountability, and standards. He's been in the seat. He's seen the pressure, and he stayed committed to the process long enough to have real perspective. So today, we're talking development. We're talking longevity. We're talking what it really means to build players and people over time. Family, help me welcome Coach Eddie to our show. Coach Eddie, welcome.
Thank you, Randy. I appreciate that love, man. All the kind words. Very sweet of you to do this for me, man. You caught me off guard with how much you knew about me when we spoke. So I'm looking forward to helping the grind and the foundation and getting the word out there, man, to the kids.
Yeah. So before we get into the coaching and the game, I want to start off with you. Not the resume, not the wins, but for everyone listening, tell us who you are, your story, your roots, the experiences that shaped you into the coach and leader you are today, because every champion has a beginning and that context matters. We want to hear yours. Tell us a little bit about you and your background, Coach Eddie.
I'm from Los Angeles, California, 47 years old. I moved to the San Fernando Valley in the mid-'80s. One of the things I tell a lot of my kids, I'm 6'8" right now, Randy. When I was 11 years old, I was 6'6".
Wow.
I have an 11-year-old son now who's barely 5'7", 5'8", and to me, that's small. I was abnormally big growing up. So
yeah.
You would imagine basketball was the first thing that I engaged in when it wasn't. Again, I was born and raised in Los Angeles, Carson, California. I grew up on 90th Street in Figueroa.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Inner city, South Central Los Angeles.
LA. South Central. Yep.
I moved to the Valley. I believe it was roughly 86, maybe, just after 85, 86. And didn't touch a basketball, man, until I was 11 years old. I didn't meet Rich Goldberg.
Were you dunking at 11, Coach Eddie? Were you dunking at 11?
Honestly, Coach Randy, I didn't play ball at 11. From 8, 9, 10 years old. I'm not sure if I'm politically correct here, so let's say this. I was the only black kid in school, and so during PE and in the mornings when you get to school, like every other youth, we were on the outdoor courts, but I didn't know basketball, man. We just kind of ran up and down, and I was I was the tallest kid in school, so I was picked first for everything. I didn't touch a ball competitive. Going into
Wow.
my 6th grade middle school year.
Okay. Okay. And then from there, you went off to play high school ball?
No. Crazy story. I went to Van Alden Street Elementary off of
Okay.
Haskell up the street from Monroe High School.
Monroe High School. I know where that's at. Yep. In the
Yeah.
valley.
And I lived in Northridge on
Okay.
Bryant Street in Tampa, right?
Okay. Oh yeah,
So
that's the heart of Northridge for sure.
listen, man, I'm an LA dude and a Valley boy at the same
Okay.
time. So and
Love it.
so I went to Napa Elementary School in the 8th grade as an 8-year-old, 2nd grade, I believe that is.
Okay.
From
Okay.
Napa Elementary, I rotated and went to Northridge Middle School for a year.
Ah.
From
Okay.
Northridge Middle School, and this was at the time when kids were being bussed in from the inner city.
In and
So,
out. Okay. Got it.
middle
Got it.
school and, culturally things were different. And here we are, fast forward. You can't go to certain schools if you don't live in the area, right?
That's
So,
right. That's right.
elementary, middle school, I bounced around from school to school for no specific reason, just looking for a better education, right? Magnet school, being from LA, we started hearing about, a lot of the different programs that would offer to higher learning kids. So
Okay.
magnet
Okay.
situations and schools like that were things that started to pop up. So I left Napa. I went to Northridge Middle School. From Northridge Middle School, I went to Van Alden Street. I'm
Okay.
sorry, Van Alden Street's an elementary. After Napa, I
Okay.
went to Van
Got it.
Alden.
Got it.
After Van Alden, Northridge, Nobel. Okay,
Ah,
fast
Nobel.
forward,
Okay. Yeah.
Nobel
Yeah.
Middle School, right? So I'm a 6th grader now.
Okay.
Now I'm as a 6th grader, I'm 6'6".
Wow.
This is 12 years old. So the summer of turning 11 and 12, I had an even more of a growth spurt, right?
Okay.
And so still I believe I had just met. I'm sorry, let me back up. When I was at Van Alden Middle Street School,
Yeah. Yeah.
a stranger handed me Dana and David Pump's card.
The Pump Brothers. Okay.
The Pump brothers, at the time, they were still running camps outside in Granada, and they had just started doing camps at Campbell Hall High School, right?
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Joe Johnson, Joe Jackson. Joe Johnson, is it Jackson? I believe it was Joe Jackson was the head coach at the time. Alex Lopez, all those guys.
Okay. Okay.
So I went to a Dana and David Pump camp that summer of turning 12. From there, the Pumps introduced me to Rich Goldberg. From there,
ARC.
I played basketball every day of my life. I traveled. It went from 0 to 100, and I was thrown in the pot with guys like Shea Cotton, Illusion Me Man,
Man-child, right?
the original man child. Yes,
Yeah.
so
Yeah. So you
that's
played against him, or you played with him?
both. I played with Shea and I played against Shea growing up.
Okay. Okay. What about college? Where did you got a Division I scholarship to play basketball, right?
I earned a Division I scholarship. My path was different than most.
Okay.
In youth sports, you guys call it AAU ball. I tell the parents that everyone's got a different path. Everyone's got a journey. There's a
Yeah.
different
Yeah.
path on these journeys, and I didn't have a traditional way of earning a scholarship. I wasn't a high school graduate out of high
Okay.
school.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
so, I went to Notre Dame High School as a freshman.
Oh, really? I didn't know
This
you
was
went to Notre Dame. I actually worked there for a couple of years, and my son went there. My wife went there.
I
So Notre
know.
Dame Knights. That's where you went.
I Yes, sir, and
Who was
Sherman
the
knows.
coach? Was it Bedgood back then? Who was the coach?
I'm 47 years old. You see these gray hairs, Randy? I have more than you, man. I was there before Bedgood. I was there before Cody Pearson. I was there with Monty Marcaccini back in 1991, 92, and Coach
Okay.
Mick
Okay.
Cady was my coach. We won CIF. I played against all the greats as a freshman, and I didn't know anything. Again, it moved fast for me. Now, where they have their Hall of Fame room that used to be a swimming pool when I was going to Notre Dame there.
Yeah.
Locker
Yeah.
room,
Yeah. Okay.
swimming pool.
Okay. Yeah,
If you look at 19,
I need to introduce you to my wife and my sister-in-law. You probably know them. They went to Notre Dame all 4 years, but they probably know you when you were a freshman. But
yeah, I was asked politely to leave after my freshman year.
Okay, because of?
In translation, for some people, in layman's terms, I was kicked out of Notre Dame. I tell you, it wasn't because I was a knucklehead. It was because, like everything else, there's politics. I think seeing a freshman being able to participate in senior activities bothered some of the other full paying tuition parents.
There you
at
go.
the time.
Politics, yes, especially at a private school.
Especially back in 1990s.
Yeah.
The movie Blue Chip was out, and Higher Learning, and when basketball was still basketball and you couldn't pay to play, you had to work. When players 1 through 10 was a grind.
Yeah.
We didn't, today's guys, you have 1 or 2 kids that can play the game, and you don't have to work as hard. It's more so of a very individual sport now. So back when we played, and I'm one of the last generations, I can say that proudly, regardless of who sees this, right? We earned every minute of playing time we got when I played, or you didn't play.
I love it. I love it. Love that philosophy. Love that standard. So, Coach, you played Division I basketball. You've spent decades, and you mentioned ARC, Rich Goldborn, grassroots hoops. What's that one moment, either as a player or early in your coaching journey, when you realized your role was bigger than just competing, that you were meant to help build others? I mean, I've seen you on the court, and I see your relationships you have with the players. When was that turning point?
It's funny you asked that. God's put a lot of people in my life.
Okay.
Very picky on who I open my heart to, right?
Yeah.
You said what was the moment that it changed? I didn't miss the signs at all. I guess I didn't really understand the depth behind things that were happening each phase of my life.
Okay.
Middle school, high school, transitioning to college, and then out of, my first year at Washington State, I won't throw them dudes under. That's their family. I was like the big brother of the team. I've always been the big brother of the team, so to speak.
Sure.
I had a few guys on my team that felt that I'll throw the coach under the bus. All right, Coach Graham, right, from Washington State.
Sure.
No,
this is real talk.
Coach Graham was a little
right?
harder.
We're not hiding
Graham.
anything. We're sharing stories so that student athletes can learn, right?
I'm being funny when I say that.
I know.
I wasn't mature at the time, man. I blamed everybody else but myself back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I, as a coach now, as a dad, a parent, I understand so much more now, like we all do.
Sure.
Coach Graham demanded a lot of me.
Okay.
And I wasn't mature enough yet to, accept that responsibility of a leader. But I realized that, within being a leader, that you have to be able to follow. So when we tell these guys they're followers, not necessarily a bad thing. You know what I mean? And everyone can't be a chief, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got the soldiers, you got the chiefs, you got the, And so I had a few guys that just felt like they wasn't valued. And because, like everything else, there's politics, and certain players have certain roles.
Yeah, for sure.
My role was to work hard. If I was all-American guy, or, however I got this scholarship, and the way I got my scholarship, I'll tell you about that. It's funny how, the moment I knew that role for me was life-changing was when at a Division I school, I had 4 athletes on a scholarship not wanting to go to practice.
Wow.
And they were mad because coach was on their ass, and he was threatening to send them back home, and their feelings was hurt, right? So they came to me and they said, "Eddie, we don't want to go to practice." This is in college, and this is the influence, I'll call it, the influence I had over my team.
Okay.
I didn't allow guys.
These are 4 scholarship players. 4 scholarship players.
These are 4 scholarship players that, I just think guys don't really understand the seriousness behind getting to school, getting a college degree, and the ways you get there. And I chose to sit out practice that day. Guys, let's not go to practice. I mean, who does that?
Yeah.
You have guys breaking their necks to get to school for free. You have guys, and I think that also was a situation, Randy, where I was burnt out, man. Like I told you, when I met Goldberg, I was probably 12 years old. I know Rich till today.
Yeah. No, I talked to Rich. He refers to you as his own son.
Rich has been like a dad to me, man. He's always been there for my family and I. He's He's done nothing but help us. He's, I can't say any bad about
Sure.
Rich, man. We joke all the time, and he's the customado like Mike Tyson had that I have because he didn't ask for anything from me. Even when I didn't play professionally, he didn't send me a receipt for everything he's done for me.
Okay. Yeah.
It was genuine, and he's done a lot for a lot of people that he doesn't get the recognition for, and he doesn't even care
I
about.
hear you. Yeah, I
You
hear
know what
you.
I mean? Times were so different when he was on top with the sponsorships, Nikes.
Yeah.
I was around for the Nike, the LA Gear. I was around for it all.
Yeah,
He
he
flew
told
me
me
across
about
the
that. He
country.
told me about LA Gear and how he transitioned to that as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing story that he doesn't get credit for. But again, here we are, 2025. Things are way different, Randy. And just some of the decisions I made as the so-called captain and leader they weren't decisions that I would advise my son, how I'm trying to prepare to be a leader, to make for his group. I wouldn't advise him to make the decisions I made because it wasn't the best for everybody. It was an emotional decision. So I knew being able to have that power to have a group of young men decide, okay, hey, yay or nay, we're going to go to practice or we're not.
Okay.
We paid the price for missing practice. We did.
Sure.
But I wanted to show my teammates that I had their support and their back the way we knew to have each other's back.
Sure.
Wasn't the right decision, but they respected that, hey, Coach Eddie's as the captain, the leader that Coach listened to, he's going to sit this out with us and we're going to pay the price. So I knew then that my role as a leader was far more important and appreciated.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing that. That perspective of being a leader only comes when you've been tested. And that leads me to this question. So, like over the 20 years in the game, there are highs, there are lows, there are hard seasons. What's that moment where you hit that resistance? Maybe as a player, as a coach, as a administrator, where things didn't go the way you planned and you had to grow, you had to adjust, you had to recommit to who you wanted to be. What's that major challenge?
You ready for it?
Yeah.
So I went to a junior college after high school. I didn't qualify as a high school.
Which one? In LA? Did you stay in LA?
You know what, Randy? I milked the game, my brother. I milked it. I took unofficial visits, official visits. I went to Texas, Kansas. I went everywhere. Listen, when I tell you, and this was back then. I can imagine how it was for Shea and Luge and all those guys. But for me, I went to Midland, Odessa. I went to Midland.
That's Larry Johnson, right? Larry Johnson.
Yeah, yes. So I took a visit there to Midland.
Okay.
And I flew into the airport, and when I tell you they had a whole mariachi band for me, I wasn't the number one player in the country.
Okay.
I realized how important recruiting was, and if you want to make someone feel loved, I started, and every trip I took, Randy, I wanted to go to their school just because of the ambiance they set up for me. I went to El Dorado, Kansas, where Lee Nalon went, right?
Okay.
I flew in on a 5-seat airplane, and I have a fear of heights and hate to fly. I knew I wasn't going to that school when I got off that plane, but when I tell you my whole 45-minute ride in to Butler and going in, all you seen were signs. They had to have put in, either they're very strategic with this or they had to have put time into this. They made me feel like I was, you know how they say Michael Jordan had his own lane when he was in Chicago? Listen, every trip I took, Randy, unofficial and official, I wanted to sign.
Yeah.
And so
so imagine if they had Instagram back then, right?
Listen, we missed out. NILs and all that. I mean, changing moment was this. So I went to Ventura College, right? I went there. I did a year there.
Yep.
I got my AA.
Okay.
I was able to go to Washington State University. As soon as I got there, freshman year, I was a redshirt freshman.
So
redshirt sophomore. Sorry. Redshirt sophomore.
Got it.
So as soon as I get there, my grades aren't strong enough. So I become academically ineligible. We're skipping a whole bunch of my life. I can tell you, I mean, I've been academically ineligible a few times just off not taking things serious. But this leads up to, you know, a moment where, you know, the changing point, right?
Yeah.
I leave Ventura College. I go to Washington State. I'm in Washington State for 3 years. I get 5 years out of playing college sports, just like my daughter did. She went to UW for 2 years, 3 years.
Okay.
Colorado.
Got it.
I'm in Washington State for 3 years, Randy. Most people go to school to get an education. We were going to play sports. I'm sitting with my academic counselor after 3 years of being in Washington State. She said, "So Eddie, I'm so proud of you." And I'm thinking she's referencing the game and, just we kept our fight. UCLA beat us by 20 because, my counselor and I, we talk sports. We talk a lot.
Okay.
I was like, well, thank you. Why are you proud of me? You're going to get this done, huh? You're walking out of here, huh? And, and I'm looking at her like, what do you mean? I thought she's been funny. She's like, well, you're graduating on time.
Wow. Okay.
Graduating.
Okay.
And so we get so brainwashed into just playing sports, Randy. And this was I'll never forget sitting in there and she told me I was going to graduate. And I was like,
You're
for
getting
that
your
to
degree.
be a surprise to me, it kind of hurt at the same time because it's like, shit, what are we here for?
Uh-huh.
I'm hooping. And not once did we really stop. And do I think these athletes really stop to figure out the classes that they're taking? Are they being credited the correct way? Are they applying to my degree? Are they going to be transferred? These are just things we didn't pay attention to back then.
Okay.
So
yeah.
when she told me I was graduating, man, I knew that
That's your calling.
what I had went through, through the course of school, plagiarism and having to learn things the hard way and trying to take the shortcuts to get things done, cheating and thinking professors that are 40 years in the business wouldn't recognize a plagiarized paper. And I went through so much, and it taught me, man, that, the hard work, and it's so much easier to slow down and live life, and it was the things I went through to get those credits.
Yep. That's
right,
work, man. That's
made
putting
me
in
feel
work.
good.
Yeah.
But to find out at the end of the year that I came up short 1.5 credits of graduating. So I did what we call the African-American graduation, but I could not walk the stage of, I don't know, watch the stage graduation. So graduated, but I didn't. So here we are, fast forward. I'm in California at 2000. I'm out of college. I'm running a program and I'm teasing every kid in my I'm holding every kid in my program to be responsible academic. Knowing I didn't complete school, right? My son challenged me. He said, Dad, I'm going to graduate before you. I had been out of school so long, Randy, I forgot I didn't get a degree.
Okay.
So I went back to school 2017 and I finished and got my degree. And I felt so proud because I completed something.
Yeah.
And
it's done.
It took 17 years to realize something I could have gotten done. The first 4 years.
An additional two more credits? You just needed 2 more credits?
1.5 credits.
Not even 2. Okay.
Not even 2 credits. And it didn't mean enough to me to go back and complete it until my son made that joke and bet that he could graduate high school before I graduated college. That was a point in my life right there, man, where I really, I felt bad. I felt good about on and off the court, just completion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That puts you in that position where you can talk, every coach says, oh, you need to be good on and off the court, right? But now it, that's real, right? What you just shared. And that's something every athlete listening needs to hear, because those moments usually shape how you teach the game and who you become in the future, right? So Coach Eddie, you've seen thousands of players come through the gym at every level. From your experience, what's that one habit, the discipline or standard that consistently separates athletes who keep progressing from the ones who stall? Right? How can a young player start building that today? What is that one habit or discipline that really separates them from others? You've seen all types of student athletes come through those gym doors.
Being able to do the things that no one wants to do. No one wants to
love it.
No one wants to study on Friday, Coach Randy.
Yes.
No one wants to. Who wants to go and run hills? No one wants to do extra push-ups. Everybody wants to play the game. So everyone wants all the glam and the glory. Yes. No one ever wants to read the story, And so it's that kid that's willing to work. It's the one that's, and it sounds so, what they say, cliche, right? Show up early, get the most work done. It's really the little things. I don't like referring to Mamba mentality. I don't. I mean, everything's so religious and traditional and spiritual, and the Mamba's a reptile, a snake, or this and that, but it's the simple things that they say the 1% know. It's the get up earlier. God talks to us between the hours of 3 and 5. Why? Because nothing's going on at that time. You can hear him.
Okay.
Like this, like little things that you would just, you know what I'm saying? Outwork anyone in the gym. You have coaches saying, talk on D. No one talks. I break a sweat every game because I like to have more energy to my players, because if someone's dogging it, I always let them know I have enough energy to help. Like no one's left behind. So it's little things. And, I ask my players, would you rather be the best player on the team or that best teammate.
Okay.
I think they say the best teammate, but they don't understand. They're all thinking, I want to be the best player. No one teaches team concept. So I do believe if you're willing to outwork, outlove, try to outthink, you have to do the things that no one wants to do and you'll stand out. Look, everybody gets to blend in. It's easy to do that.
Sure.
How do you stand out?
Yeah. Now, Coach Eddie, I'm going to make some t-shirts. We got to collaborate on that. We're going to make some t-shirts, outwork, outlove, outthink, right? Whatever the phrase is, we're going to sell those online to all of our listeners on this show right now. So
I got one more for you.
Yeah.
I got one more. Listen.
What is it?
I posted it the other day. A good coach can change a game, right?
Okay.
Good coach can change a game, right?
Got it.
A great coach will change a life.
Amazing. Life changers, not just changers, life changers. Change the trajectory of a life. Man, I love that one. A good coach can change a game. A great coach can change a life. Will change a life. I love it. Coach, talking about influence, mentorship, responsibility, who were the coaches or mentors you kind of relied on or who poured into you along the way? And what's that one lesson from them that still shows up when you coach or lead today?
I'm not going to name too many coaches. I don't really bullshit too much. So
yeah.
I'll tell you something funny.
Okay.
Not funny. Some may think sad. I got a book we can write, Randy. Listen.
Yeah.
I've had a different coach every year I've played sports.
Wow. Okay.
Starting from a 9th grader in high school all the way through to college. And I was stuck with Coach Graham my last 2 years of collegiate sports.
Okay.
I was kicked off the team at Washington State as well.
Okay.
I won't hide that neither.
Yeah.
But it was because of decision making. Remember we spoke about that leader and then that follower?
Sure.
There's a story behind that as well where I just didn't lead the right way. I thought I was leading the right way, but ultimately, it hurt the team. It hurt my decision making, and then it hurt the ability for my coach to trust my decision making. And that led up to me being asked to leave the team there. You know how there's always a problem everywhere you go? It wasn't a case where, Eddie, stop it. You're just
Sure.
You're a knuckle. No, it's listen, I'm an alpha male like everyone else, man, and I'm vocal, and I believe in standing up for people that can't stand up for themselves, coaching staff and all.
Okay. Man, that's real talk, man.
Okay, so your question. The one name I will say is Fluker.
Fluker. Okay. I don't know that name.
Chatsworth.
Oh.
Everyone knows Fluker.
Okay.
Fluke's been in the Valley forever, and he was instrumental for me. I don't know how he helped everyone else. I don't know what role he played for everyone else, but at the time that I needed him, God sent him, and he's who stands out outside of Goldberg.
Sure.
Because Goldberg played his role in my life as well.
Of course.
Fluke played a very instrumental role in my life at the time we had met and the 1 year that I had played for.
Got it. Okay, cool. I got two more questions and then one more question and we'll wrap up. The question I have for you, Coach Eddie, is you watched the game evolve from grassroots to high school to collegiate level. For the next generation of athletes coming up right now, you kind of hinted to this earlier, but what's that one mindset or standard you believe they must carry on to be successful? And again, not just in basketball, but in life.
You were going in and out a little bit, Randy. I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
Yeah, no, I just want to understand. So you've watched the game evolve from grassroots to high school to collegiate. Like you mentioned throughout the episode that basketball is so different today from what it was several years back. But what for the next generation of athletes coming up right now, what's that one mindset you believe they must carry on to be successful? And not just in basketball, but in life. You alluded to some of those things earlier, but I want you to reemphasize that if it's different. But you're talking to future athletes. Right? What do you say to them?
I say mentally they have to be at peace with themselves. I think mentally we do a million drills, teaching, coaching, mentoring these kids, and we provide a lot of tournaments. We provide a lot of shots, a lot of game fees, but we give no mental exercises on our mental health, right? And so I think that in order for today's kid, they have to realize that this is more than a game. The ball stops bouncing.
Yeah, for sure.
If they realize that, like a screwdriver, screwdriver is only meant to tighten the screw. This game is only meant to help these guys get to where they're trying to go in life. I mean, the ball stops bouncing, and so in order for them to carry out what they want to be successful in the game, I think this mentally,
be at peace.
Know what everyone's not going to the NBA.
Yeah, but everybody thinks they are.
every parent thinks their kid is the next whoever's hot, right?
Yeah.
Or they may be even the next YouTube star, right? But the reality is it's used for a purpose. Use it for a reason. You know, again, we're student athletes. Notice I say we're. I'm never going to stop being an athlete. We're student athletes first. And the game will take them to a bunch of different cities. My daughter's in Belgium now.
Okay.
Not only because she plays basketball, but it's because she was an academic honor student. She's a leader. She's a good person to be around. She's all these things.
But she got that from you. You know, she got that from you.
Yeah, she did. And her mom and her stepmom and
of course, the whole family, for sure. God plays a major role in this, and I don't do it alone, but because we're so simple and my life has been around sports, we use it to stay healthy and stay connected, and we haven't milked it yet. Now with NIL deals and everything, Randy, there's an opportunity to really make this a financial rewarding thing, just talking basketball. You need to. That's right. And earn that back, right? Coach Eddie, I appreciate everything you've done, that sharing your time, your perspective, your experience today. This is exactly what Built Different looks like. Family. Coach Eddie is a real one. Coach Eddie didn't just talk about basketball today. He shared what it actually takes to stay in the game long enough to make an impact. Consistency, humility, standards, and the patience to build people, not just players. He just talked about it, right? He's lived every side of this journey, from D1 athlete to decades at ARC to coaching at the varsity level. We didn't even touch on that at what you're doing now at the varsity level. And what he stands out is really the commitment to doing things the right way, even when it's not easy or glamorous. So if you're an athlete listening, take this with you. Progress doesn't come from shortcuts. It comes from habits you're willing to repeat. If you're a parent, remember this: development takes time. Talked about patience, and the right environment matters. And if you're a coach, this is a reminder: we don't just teach the game, we shape lives. Or as Coach Eddie said, change lives, right? A good coach can change a game. A great coach will change a life. Coach Eddie, I appreciate you, your perspective, your humility, and the work you continue to do with the next generation of these hoopers, student athletes, family. If this episode gave you something, share it with a teammate, a parent, or a coach who needs to hear it. I'm Coach Randy, and this is the Built Different Studio Podcast, where we break down the mindset, systems, and habits that create champions in school, sport, and life. Handle today with intention. That's how champions are built. Do it with purpose. Until next time, fight on. Thanks, Coach Eddie.
Thank you, Coach Randy. I appreciate your time, man. Blessings to you. Happy holidays.
Yep. Remember this, family. Talent might open the door, but your mindset, your habits, and your discipline decide how far you go. So keep showing up, keep building, and keep choosing the harder road, because that's the one that makes you built different. I'm Coach Randy, and this is the Built Different Studio Podcast.